Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a first impression and a review on the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25 Hour with Comfort Serum Foundation. Skin Perfecting Full Coverage Foundation. So this is what the packaging looks like. I got it from my work the other day and it retails for $14.95. I got the shade 103 True Ivory, so we will see if that is a good colour match for me, which hopefully it will be. So on the back of the foundation it says, full coverage foundation enriched with a comfort serum, instant perfect coverage that feels extra comfortable and lasts all day. Sweat, heat, humidity and transfer proof for up to 25 hours. Coverage that won't let you down. Wow. So I'm going to apply half of my face using a buffing brush from Eco Tools, and I'm also going to use a Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, I think it's called, and I've dampened this and I'm going to use it on the other side of my face just so I can see which one applies the nicest. Okay, so I am going to use a primer because I always use a primer with my foundation, so I'm just taking my usual Natural Glamour primer. This is my favorite one, and I'm just going to take 2 pumps of that and apply it to my face. You can see I have 2 nice big pimples coming that decided to come for the video just to really put this foundation to the test and see if it really covers big fat nasty pimples. Okay, so I've got my base down, my primer, and now I'm just gonna give the foundation a shake. Take the lid off. I'm gonna just squirt 1.5 pumps onto the back of my hand. So it's fairly thick. It does run. I don't know if you can see that. It does run, but it is not like a super watery, runny foundation that just runs down your arm. So I'll use the brush first, and I'll use the brush on the side with the pimples, just because usually I find the sponge applies better over any blemishes just because it sort of blurs them. So I want to see if this brush will work well with the foundation over my blemishes. So I'm just gonna dab my brush in and start to stipple it on, and then just start to blend it. So first I notice the smell, and Rimmel foundations I think smell really, really nice. They have a nice fresh, I don't know how to describe it, but it's nice and fresh. Oh man. So yeah, Rimmel foundations I think smell really nice, but if you're sensitive to fragrance, especially in foundations, I don't know if you would have a reaction to it. I couldn't tell you. That's pretty much one layer over this side of my face. I'll do a little bit over my eyelid. So the colour is quite good. It's a little bit beige. Like, as you can see, my neck is a lot darker. I did self-tan last night with the Loving Tan, so my neck and my chest are a lot darker than my face, but that can always be fixed with bronzer, so that's not a huge deal. So yeah, with one light layer, you can obviously still see those pimples shining through. They changed to more of a like purpley kind of color instead of the red, so I guess it's kind of counteracted that. So this is the side with the foundation, and this is the side with no foundation. So yes, I'll apply the other side with the damp sponge, and then I might go back in just in the center of my face and apply a little bit more where I need it. So I'll dip my sponge in and start to press that in. Okay, already straight away I'm noticing that the brush uses a lot less product I already need. I did squirt another half a pump, and I hadn't used all of that 1.5 pumps on this side, but I already need to use a little bit more. So that's one thing. With the side that I use the brush on, my pores in the center of my face are still quite visible, whereas over this side they are not quite as visible. I don't know if it's because I have bigger pores on this side to this side, but it's definitely made a difference with that. So yeah, I do like the way the sponge applies better, although you do need to use more product than if you use a brush. So I don't think I'm going to go over it again. I think one layer is quite good coverage. As I said, you can still see those pimples poking through, but I will just use a concealer when I do the rest of my makeup. And I think I would rather do that than to cake on a whole lot of foundation over the top of these blemishes. So yeah, it's quite tacky to touch. It doesn't dry to a matte finish straight away. Even this side that I applied first is still quite tacky, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I will just set my face with a powder as I usually would. So I'm going to go and do the rest of my face makeup and my eyes and whatever have you. I think I'll just do something simple today, and I will come back and tell you how it sort of wears underneath all the rest of the makeup. I make it sound like I've got 10 billion layers on, but yeah, I'll go and do the rest and I will see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. So I applied the rest of my face makeup and did my eyes and everything else. So I used my MAC Pro Longwear concealer, which I normally use, and I just did that under my eyes and just a little bit through the center of my face. And I sort of feel like around my nose and on the end of my nose, it's already sort of cakey. Like I don't know, I kind of prefer a more dewy foundation and then just to set it with a powder. That's just my personal preference. And I know this says it's got the Comfort Serum in it, but I just don't know. I mean, I think this would be really quite a nice one for an oily skin, and maybe as I wear it through the day, it might, you know, I might get more oils and it might settle into my skin a little bit more and look better. Like sometimes I find with like Estee Lauder Double Wear, the longer that I wear it, the better it looks, which is kind of strange, but it does. So yeah, I do think it's nice and full coverage. This was quite a good color match. Once I put bronzer on and added blush and added some color back to my face, it does all blend together quite well. I did put a little bit more concealer over that blemish. I didn't really bother with that one. I put a tiny bit more, but you probably can't see it from where you are. But yeah, I do like this foundation as my first impression. It's not something that I would drop everything and go, oh my god, this is the best foundation I've ever tried. Definitely, I don't feel that way about it. But for $14.95, I think it's not too bad of a full coverage foundation. So it does say it has SPF 20, so I am going to do a photo with a flash and see if it has a white cast, and I will insert that into the video as well. So I'm going to wear the foundation for the next few hours and then I will report back and let you know how it's wearing, if it's coming off in any places. I also didn't use my setting spray because I wanted to see how well it lasts without a setting spray. So yes, so I will go off and do my third time. So my first impression, I don't absolutely love it, I don't hate it, I'm sort of kind of on the fence. I just want to see how it wears during the day, and I think I'll get a better idea of how much I like it once it's worn in a little bit more. So yes, I will see you guys a bit later. Bye! Hey guys, so I'm back. It is now 3:58 and I forgot to say what time I filmed the first part of the video, but that was actually at 11 o'clock. So the foundation's been on for about 5 hours or so now. And basically I haven't been doing anything too strenuous, but yes, I have had lunch and I've drank and I've been out in the sun a little bit, and yeah, so basically I think the foundation has actually held up really, really well. I mean, it's only 5 hours, so obviously it's not that long of a time. I'm at work usually for 8 hours, so that would be the real sort of test, but so far it's good. But I do actually like it better as the day went on. It sort of did, as I said before, it settled more, and sort of looks more like my real skin kind of thing rather than foundation. This pimple up here is poking through a bit, but I would expect it to do that with a different foundation anyway. It's a pimple. What can you do about them? It's sort of creased a little bit in my smile lines, and it has gone a little bit cakey on the ends of my nose, but it's nothing that you would notice unless you were this close to me. And usually foundations wear off a lot around my mouth when I eat through the day, but this one hasn't. I haven't had a whole massive meal, but it hasn't worn off. So I might do a close-up of my skin so you guys can see a little bit better how it's sitting and what I mean with the cakiness on my nose. But yeah, so far I actually do really like this foundation. It's probably kind of close to Estee Lauder Double Wear in the sort of way that it's quite full coverage and the way that it settles into the skin and sort of stays matte. But yeah, I'm gonna zoom in and show you guys a close-up. So yes, I will see you when I'm up there. Okay, so I am nice and close. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but that's okay. So as you can see, that pimple is popping through at the top, but as I said, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. I really don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but just on the end of my nose, it's a tiny, I can feel a little bit of oil, a tiny little bit of oil coming through, but nothing major. It doesn't look oily or anything like that. But yes, it is just a little bit cakey around the end of my nose. But apart from that, and it's actually a really pretty foundation, and for $14.95, that's pretty good. Anyway, I'm gonna zoom back out. So yes, I think tonight I'm gonna go out for dinner and I might go to the shops or something, so I'm gonna keep on wearing it through the night, and I don't know whether I'll come back on the camera and film after I get back because I'll probably be quite tired, but I will leave in the description box below if I don't come back and let you know what my final sort of thoughts were. But as of now, I think it is actually a really nice foundation, and as I said, the price, you can't really go wrong with it. I'm quite a big fan of it, and so far it has lasted with no touch-ups, no powder, no nothing. So far so good. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I may see you later in the video or I may not, but as I said, it will be down below what my final thoughts were on the foundation. So thanks guys for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you soon.